Alright guys, the long anticipated wait is over. Just kidding. To be honest, a lot of people have already been telling me they've been playing Lord Knight and they have their own builds. I'm going to show you guys what I think has been working the best for me. And then I'll talk about some side deck cards that you could potentially use for my deck particularly. Well, as usual, we'll start with the eggs. We just got one Koro, and there's a huge switch to 4 Upa now. If you guys haven't seen or played against any LordKnightmons, oh gosh, is that bad? Oh, I didn't think the glare was be that bad. Okay, sorry guys. I'm filming this at a weird time, but yeah, anyway. Okay, so we got 4 Upas. You know, draw after you're at 3 security or less on attack, once per turn. And then we also have the Korra, again, basing things more around the 3 life mechanic. So the 3 life mechanic is pretty much going to be the big name of the game for the deck. Yes, it's easy to play around because your opponent could just literally never put you to 3, or you could never get over 3 once you've gone to like 2. So those are some things to consider when playing the deck, when deciding to block or not. So yeah, 3 life. That's the name of the game. Okay, so we'll go based off the rookies again. Just gonna be pretty straightforward. 4 Starmons still, just really good removal, especially right now with Pokemons on the board, Memory Tamers on the board, or sorry, Memory Blockers on the board. Starmons is actually getting still a lot of value, and just having that extra body which then you can digivolve onto with like Pitto or something. It's really good to choke your opponent. It's just still a very good card. Next we got 3 Pulsemons. OG Pulsemon, just to, again, good draw engine, good ability to reduce its cost, plus draw, like when you're at 3 life. It's just overall a really good card for cycling. Again, you can play a draw card and then digivolve into Pitto or something, or just play it past the turn. Then we have 3 Bushi Agumon. I really wish I could fit 4 at this time, but I can't. It's just like, the list is so tight. Like, it's a really, really tough list. I think that some people are definitely going the same path I am, and then some are just a little off. So there's also there's a lot of differences. Like, some people are running a lot of KOTHs, and KOTH is actually a good consideration because you know, breaking LordKnightmon is going to be a problem, and that's going to be something that would probably lose you the game if you never see your boss. Next we got 3 of the BT7 Pulsemon, which, holy crap, this dude has such high potential for like extending 1 turn to make almost like a board that's unbreakable, unless you're playing yellow hybrid and you have the purple option. Purple option can really hurt this deck, but if you play around it properly, it's just really good. So for those who don't know, the new Pulsemon, when you're only at 3 life, so you have to be at 3 life, this, when attacking once per turn, you gain 2 memory. So literally blinding ray when attacking without the neg life. So pretty OP. As I said before, sometimes your opponent's just not gonna let you to get down to 3 because they want to attack. So you're gonna need activators. Pulsemon from BT6 is your activator, one of your best activators actually, because he costs 3 to play. You can mill up down to 3 life, which will then gain you 2 memory, meaning he becomes a 1 cost. Also, you playing this off of LordKnightmon effect, he becomes a on-play blinding ray, essentially. You are going to take 2 life, but like, you kind of want that sometimes. So it's pretty cool card, especially because it gets you jamming when you're at 3 security exactly. Which again, you gotta be careful because this deck is pretty tough. Like, I'm not gonna say it's one of those like just go aggro. You gotta really think ahead and figure out like, hey, how am I gonna keep my life here? So setting up a lot of blockers is usually what I do, and then you also have like your other 6s that you'll see in the deck. So right now we got about 9, 13, 14, 15, and then we rounded off with 16 rookies with Lucemon. So again, Lucemon's really good at controlling life. If they put you down to 2 life, sometimes they can think you're free, like your deck gets turned off, but then you have recovery options like Lucemon, which just drop down really easily. So like I said, 16 rookies, really high count, but there's obviously a reason for that, and you'll see why. Okay, so the rookies are done. 16. Next, we got the champions. We are going back to a turbo based build. So we got, for me at least, I got the 8 1-drop Evos, or 1-cost Evos, with the 4 Pito, 4 Teruri. Your opponents, we're in a Tamer meta right now, so like, legitimately, you could get 4 memory your first turn, which means with this 1-cost Evo, you can go into your LordKnightmon right away, putting them back at 3, which is where they were going to go anywhere if they set you with a memory tamer. So the trade, I think, is pretty fair. They get to set up their memory tamer while you get to set up a level 6. So, and these enable that. So really good card. Yeah, I think the 1-cost Evo is just super clutch right now, and going first is actually great because you have a high chance of just getting 1 rookie and one of 8. So yeah, it's pretty good turn 2 or turn 1 deck. So you really can't mess it up when you run that many. I mean, sure, you might not get it, but still, you have other champions to rely on. And now for the last 3, we got 1 Gladdy. Because Gladdy's still really good. There's sometimes you're going to want to drop him rather than, like, you would rather have the level 4 than the rookie, so that you can Evo on top of for a combo. And searching LordKnightmon or Knightmon out of your security is super good, I think. Some builds run the count up a little higher, and I don't disagree with it. I just think 1 is good enough for me because I really like the other champion I use, which is Cutemon. Oh, we finally have like a finisher, guys and girls. So, dude, Cutemon has won me a lot of games because people just don't remember that it's actually just Lobo for game. So, with this being in the deck, I felt more comfortable dropping Bushi down to 3. So, Kaze is what I personally really like. I haven't seen a lot of builds run it, but I think she's really good because it's Lobo for game. Like, why would that be good? So we got 16, 11, that's 27 cards. Okay, next we got the level 5s. Again, pretty straightforward. 4 9 months. Yeah. And honestly, I'm still sticking with the Rise, believe it or not. A lot of people think I would go like 4 Angelwomen or stuff, but I honestly like the constant DP neg, especially now that I'm not running the Pikmons. The extra DP neg is just, I think, really good, especially if you have the Rise on your raising on your Lord Knight, you swing drop a Knightmon that's neg 6, potentially neg 7 with Korra. Neg 6 is really good. It gets rid of pretty much any blocker unless they're buffed or something. Kills Mechanories really well, which can cut the deck since you're trying to end the game with Bushies or Kazes. So yeah, I think that 2k neg is actually really why I like the card. It's cool, like if you get the Digiburst thing, that's even more value, but really it's just that inheritable. I think it's really good. Yeah. Next we got 2 Angelwomen. I know count seems a little low for the Wombo combo, but I find it works. You can really do a 3-1 as well. Like if I was gonna consider 1 Rise, 3 Angies, which might work, and I don't think it would be wrong. So yeah, that's my level 5s. So back to a combo that I wanted to talk about, because before I wasn't running Angie, so Gladdy never had this ability. So Gladdy, being dropped by LordKnightmon, can then go into Angie to almost like a pseudo blocker for the turn for anything like that's threatening to kill you. Especially right now, because like a lot of us, us being LordKnightmon players, we want to be at 3 life, which for some decks it's actually like where you want to be to kill you. So you really got to be careful. Okay, so those are the level 5s. Here's for the 6s. It's pretty simple. I think LordKnightmon speaks for himself, herself. I don't know anymore. I saw some videos saying it's a girl, and then I saw other videos, it's like straight up a dude. So anyway, this LordKnightmon is obviously 4 of. It's your boss monster, and the utility cards to support him or her will be Masta, Dynas, and Kazuchimon. Okay, so Masta's really good right now, I think, because like you can trash a Tamer, which I mean, if you're playing like yellow Tamer, it might not be as bad, but trashing something is still always really good. You have so many different targets to get back now that have good value. You can Starmons to pop something. You can Bushy to go for game. You can Pulse to keep the turn, potentially if you were at 3 and you needed to gain the memory. Lucemon to recover. There really is like really good rookie options. Gladdy can come back. You can get a blocker. Yeah, so I think Masta is still really good value. The Burning of Life is just something, a little more aggression that sometimes LordKnightmon does need to finish off the game. So Mastamon's still good. You can also consider sideboarding this. I have considered sideboarding this, but I just feel like the burn is actually really why I like the card. Dynas, oh man, Dynas is like really good. I've told you guys already, she's like a search for 2 like Digimon, and with this current build, like you can't really whiff with it, so it's really nice. And and she keeps you perma 3 life, meaning like because I'm at 3 life already, if you do damage to me, I go back to 3, so I can allow for more leeway. I don't need as many blockers. I just need this on the board to protect my life at level 3. Some people don't like it because of the deck out aspect, or because Kazuchi kind of does the same thing, but can be a little better late game because you can go from 0 to 3 life where Dynas can't do that. But that's why I run Kazuchi. Kazuchi's like my late game monster. I feel like I never want to play this for when I'm above 3 life. Yeah, because Kazuchi has some really cool combos in this deck, and I think he's a really, really late game card. Like, they think you're in striking range, you just put him back to 3 life, and then like if you keep the turn 2, which is possible, it can be really powerful because then you can swing for 2 checks and you can keep going. That's the thing. Okay, the last few cards. So we're at what? 16, 27. Plus 8 is 35, plus another 7 is 42, so there should be 8 cards left, and there are. Okay, perfect. So then 3 TKs. Tamers are just really important this meta, especially with Kaze now. It's good to see them with a lot of people running a lot of Tamer hate. You could lose your TK to a Zor or like a Lucemon fallen down mode, and then you're like, oh, SOL, like I need to find another Tamer. So that's why like late game Rise is actually pretty good too, because you can still drop it when you have one already, like you had one established, but then it was destroyed. So definitely 3 TKs. Like I wouldn't run any less for this current meta. And then for the options, we got 1 Spiral, still really good removal. Your board can get up to like 5 Digimon in 1 turn with this deck, which is insane. And by the way, you're keeping the turn with 5 Digimon. So Spiral's still very good. Then we got the new card. Actually, let's just go. Blinding Rays, obvious, because they're still really broken. Like I said, Starmons can handle the memory blockers, so usually it's not an issue. You also have like the Knightmons to handle the memory blockers. Or actually just Rise as well. Rise can just handle the memory blockers on his own. So a lot of answers to that, so you shouldn't be a problem. And then we got 2 of the new Electric Rush. Oh man, this card is the reason why I wanted to play LordKnightmon for sure. If when you're at 3 life, you basically you have the ability to unsuspend. This is Savior Huckmon in an option, essentially, which is what makes well, it's a more conditional than just having a Sistermon. But if you control your life well, know when you can take a hit versus when you can't. And this card is still not even a dead card once you're out of the range, because you can still, it still gives your Digimon 3k, whichever one. Like it doesn't even have to be Lord Knight. I've used it on like Lucemon just to swing over things that are like 11k, so it's really cool. It's a very useful card. DP is always going to be something powerful that you can manipulate, negging or increasing with this deck, so I think it's really valuable. So one of the combos I was talking about in the late game is Kazuchi, right? So in a situation where your opponent is just holding you at like 2 life, you have, since you have Blinding Ray Kazuchi, and you can literally, okay, the scenario I have is that you have a LordKnightmon on board, because you can get the LordKnightmon out really early with a Knightmon from the previous turn, and you have a Tamer out, right? So if this is your current board state and you have just one Blinding Ray in hand, you can Blinding Ray to down to whatever, or if you really want to go ham, just Blinding Ray to just go a massive turn swing. Double Blinding Ray drops you down to say 1 life. You're at 7 memory. You'll go into Kazushi, go to 2 memory, and this is where crazy shit happens. Like literally, he'll be at 12k. He swings for 2 checks now, and if you have the extra 2 memory to go Lightning Rush, or sorry, Electric Rush, he swings for 4. He would swing for 4 checks. He would swing for 1, and then with him, you can drop down Bushy for game. Like, and that was just like that's that's an actual turn you can have. Like, and it's not even that rare. Like, yeah, sure, having double Blinding Ray into pre-release, it's not even, into Electric Rush is pretty sick. And even just the one of, say I don't even need the Electric Rush, right? Say I have LordKnightmon, I Blinding Ray to go to 5, I heal back up to 3. This is 2 checks, 3 checks, potentially 4, potentially 5 if I have Angelwoman on underneath. And it's got some pretty crazy things. Yeah, so this is my current build. I really like how it flows. There are some changes that you can be made. Oh, actually not changes, but there are some sideboard cards that I definitely would recommend. Sakuya, 100%. I would run probably 2 Sakuyas in my sideboard, maybe even 3, depending on how volatile or how meta the Jesmon decks become. With sideboard, Jesmon definitely gets stronger, so who knows if I have to sideboard crazily against it. But Sakuya is a good option. Any level 7s, like I was playing with Susanoo in the deck, and I was also playing with Valder in the deck, and Susanoo just feels a little bit better. For 1 more memory, just deleting something rather than just negging 7 twice can be really big. Also, the threat of just Susanoo being on the board. So Susanoo's on the board. You know next turn he's swinging for 3 checks, so they have to answer it. Whereas Valder, he's not as big as a threat once he hits board. Like, he does his job, right? But then he's just a 14k beater. 1 check per turn. Like, it's not that scary. Susanoo is like, your opponent's heart is pumping. Like, they're like, oh, shoot, I had to deal with this. I really got to deal with this. How do I deal with this? Wyverns, sure. Give me memory. Pass the turn. That's fine. Like, stuff like that it's absolutely okay, because now they're removing your Susanoo versus your other level 6s. So, and Susanoo can go top of Masta, which is, I think, really why I liked it even more. Adding consistency for practically the same card for 1 more memory. And again, in a crazy world, you can double Blinding Ray with the Tamer on board to go Susanoo and keep turn. So it's like, there's a lot of crazy things that can happen with this deck. Yeah. And with that being said, I think I'm just going to show you a clip right here. Yep.
I'm gonna drop this on the Digimon, go to 0.
Okay.
I'm gonna swing security, playing 2.
Okay.
So it'll be a 13, and it'll gain piercing, and check for 3.
Yeah, that's fine. 1 and 2.
Oh, yeah.
What?
I was gonna say how big is the LordKnightmon, but
oh yeah, sorry. LordKnightmon, so you know, was 15.
Yeah.
Okay. You good?
That's fine. I think to. This bad. Feels bad.
Sure. I'll draw for turn.
And then this is a blocker because I can attack it.
Okay, he's a 5k blocker?
Yes.
Okay, I'll swing with... sorry, let me just do this correctly. Digivolve into Cutemon, draw. Okay.
Yes.
LordKnightmon will swing with Angelwoman effect. I'll drop down a Bushy. With LordKnightmon effect,
Yeah.
I'll drop down Starmons to kill your blocker.
Yeah.
And then I'm just swinging everything.
Mm.
And then
It's a one check.
Sure. Yeah, one check and then one more check.
Super gone extra hand.
10k.
Yeah.
And pow, pow, pow.
Oof.
Pow, pow, pow.
GG's.
You got this either way, but we'll go down in a blaze. Play Jewalt.
Oof. Okay. All right. I will
Oh my gosh.
be pretty happy with that. I'm at 6. Okay. Draw for turn.
This is where I die.
Yes. At least I think. I hope so. Oh, well, I might not. We'll see what you get. Blinding Ray, go to 8. Trashing Nightmon.
Oh, I know there's nothing. My hand tells me that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, jeez. Okay. Well, I will swing. Nightmon effect, I will drop down a Gladdy. Do the Gladdy thing. No targets. And then with Angelwoman, I'll drop down a Bushy. Actually, I'm going to draw first with the Hoopa. Okay, now I'll drop down to the Bushy. And I gain 2 memory also because of the Pulsemon.
Okay. Check at 13, right?
14.
14. 2.
Okay. And we do it to him, right, boys? Yeah, we do it to him. Okay. I'll then Electric Rush.
Kill me, dude.
Yeah, exactly. He gains 3k unsuspend. Draw.
Yeah.
I'll swing again. I'll drop down another Bushy, and that's it.
It's at 13, right?
No, now he's at 4, 15, 18. Because this gives him 3k as well. Yeah. I'll
11.
swing with Bushy.
Matt, play.
Bushy again.
Yep. Gazi.
And then
In-game.
Fido, yeah. Of some of the power of the deck. And then, yeah, enjoy the video. I hope you guys like my build. It's definitely been tested. Not probably against every matchup, but I'm going to bring it to locals on Thursday, where we'll see how it goes. So, guys, thank you for watching. That's my updated list. If anything changes, obviously, I'll update it in the video. Or, yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, thanks you guys for watching. You guys take care.